All right. Welcome to another episode of Connect and Politic. We're here with a special guest. Please introduce yourself by telling us your name, where you're currently located, and your favorite snack.
My name is Kendra. I'm currently located in Ninth Ward, New Orleans. And my favorite snack is peanuts. Like almonds and cashews, more of the sophisticated nuts.
Yeah. And are these, are they raw, roasted?
Either or, I'm fine with either. I tend to get roasted more just because they're available at a lot of stores and bodegas and stuff like that.
Okay. Oh, so you're getting like the nuts in like pre-bagged at 7-Eleven, right? Like you're not.
I'm not above that. I have done that. If I'm at a gas station and maybe needing a snack, I'll get them. I also will get them from like the bulk section of a nice grocery store.
Okay. Do you remember your favorite food as a child?
Probably sweet potato. Yeah, the color. Yeah.
Was this something that like your parents made or?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was, it wasn't like a frequent thing. It was like either holiday or special or, it was always cool when we did have them.
Okay. And is it just, when you say sweet potatoes, are you talking just the, what type of sweet potatoes are you talking? Are you talking just boiled?
When I was younger, we used to eat them. They were sliced and sweet, probably oven baked. I don't know. Now that I'm an adult, I do different things with sweet potatoes, but I remember them being either mashed or like, in like thick medallions.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah.
And so as an adult, what's your favorite meal?
As an adult, sushi. Yeah. Meal that I make for myself. I make a lot of pasta salad. Yeah.
Sushi and pasta salad. That's an interesting combination. So, when was the last time you had either sushi or pasta salad?
I had pasta salad for lunch.
Right. Yeah. And what kind of sushi is your go-to?
So for a big chunk of, I would say a third of my life, I was vegetarian. And I'm still kind of weird about certain meats or fishes or seafood. When I go eat sushi, I usually just get the vegetarian options. Sometimes there's a sweet potato roll, which I usually enjoy if they have it, mixed vegetable. I'll do some fish, but like salmon or something. It's kind of weird. I did say sushi. I don't get too deep into like sushi, like not the fishy kind, but veggie rolls, taro rolls, tofu stuff. I love it. And the miso soup and all that.
Nice. What's your fondest memory from childhood?
My fondest memory of childhood, probably be playing on my block with like, all the kids, my brother's friends, or it was just like, I don't know, it was very community-ish. And like kids would be like kids of different ages would be in the playground, but probably like segregated by age. And some of those people I know today. So it's kind of, just, being outside and watching it get dark.
Yeah. Where was this? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Queens, in Corona. I grew up right across the street from Left Rack City. Nice. So I guess I could say Left Rack City. But yeah, it's, actually I wouldn't be able to adjust, because normally I would say it's changed since I grew up there. But to be honest with you, I don't know. And I think a lot of things are still the same.
Yeah. Are you since you're claiming Left Rack, are you a hip hop fan?
Of course.
So are you a fan of CNN?
Of course. I'm mostly a fan of everyone from Queens, except maybe Ja Rule. But I do like some of his songs.
Yeah. Okay. This is. I don't know when it became cool that every single person despises Ja. There was a time when like Ja was the one. So I don't know how this happened. I mean, I know what 50 did, etc. But it's crazy. But, okay, so why don't you like Ja?
I think his voice is, you know what? It's not his voice, because a lot of people have strange voices. I think it's like the content, like it gets really boring after a while. And I don't know, there was something I saw about it. He was talking and he was talking about, he was eating a sandwich at the same time, and it was like coming out his mouth, and that just like stuck with me for like a long time. And I'm just like, it's like between the voice and having the food stuck. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, I can't respect this kind of hip hop. But I mean, I don't think he's like a bad rapper. I don't mean, see, like, you took me there. You took me to hating Ja Rule. But I mean, in terms of Queens rappers,
right.
I don't like love him as much as I love all of them. Like Nicki, 50, Tribe, Nas. We have so many good rappers that come from Queens.
Yeah. Who's your favorite?
I guess it would be Nas. That's the easy choice. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I just want to make sure that Ja wasn't getting thrown under the bus like he normally does.
Always On Time comes on and I sing every word. It's a great song.
Do you okay, going back to your childhood, do you miss anything about being a child?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't miss anything about being a child?
No. It was so long ago. And I love my adult freedom.
That's okay. That's unique.
I actually had a conversation about Ja Rule recently. And this is what we actually agreed, the person I was talking to, that Ja Rule should maybe come back. But like, I don't know, he needs to like, because he does do that, he does the singing rapping thing, which I think is like cool, but I think he needs to be like more sophisticated with it. And I always felt like he just never had the sophistication that compares to other Queens rappers.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same conversation I had with another person.
Yeah.
But I wish him the best, you know. I hope he comes back after that Fire Fest, and yeah. Lessons to everyone, you know.
Yeah. Oh man. If John sees this, you know, I'm sure he's gonna reach out to you to have a conversation. We might do a part 2 where you and him, having a little battle. How do you think your childhood, growing up in Left Rack, in Queens, in New York, period, how do you think that helped groom you into the person you are today?
I think first and foremost, like the best thing about Queens is it's very diverse. So I got exposure to people of different cultures at a very early age. And like, I would say it helped me navigate the world in a different way, or like help me realize how big the world is. And so for that, and also just like being able to use public transportation at a young age. I think it helps getting your rearings, knowing where you are. Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
Did you grow up with your parents?
Yeah.
Both mom and dad?
I grew up in a single parent household. I saw my dad a couple times a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are some critical lessons that you learned from both mom and dad?
I think what I learned from them both is persistence and responsibility, and really keeping your word with people and not over promising.
Mm. Yeah. And do you remember the first time you transitioned out of your parents' house, out of your mom's house? You do?
Yeah, I mean, I moved, well, I lived on campus for college, but when college ended, I lived with my mom maybe that summer.
Mm.
And then I moved out. I still had stuff there. A couple of years later, I moved out of state. I mean, I still have stuff there. It's just not, I just don't value any of that stuff. It's just like all memorabilia.
Yeah. What was the most surprising thing, even when you went to college, right? When you left your parents' house, what was the most surprising thing to you?
How other people live, and that you don't really know what people live like. Because I think, I don't know, I think I got stuck. All right, I'm back. So I guess how it ties back to growing up in Left Rack City, I feel like a lot of the people that I hung out with or I was in their house, we kind of had similar houses, we did similar stuff. We all got cable at the same time. Cleaning day was Sunday. All the kids had to clean and stuff like that. So going to college and meeting people who like maybe don't clean or have people clean for them, that wasn't an adjustment, or I don't know, eye-awakening. Like even when I would go to like friends' house who were like, Mexican or Indian or different from me, it would always be like their houses were like really clean. I think at college, I realized, some people live in squalor, and sometimes that's by choice or by design. I don't know.
Mm. And so would you consider yourself, were you like that roommate or that housemate that was getting on everyone to clean in college?
No. I'm kind of the person who I'll just clean up and be quiet, and then try to like not live with you if I have the choice.
So hold on. You were cleaning all year or for the entire semester and not saying anything. And then next year when we're planning housing, you just would say, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. But I mean, I think like that's come more into play as I like had to share living with people as an adult. Um so I mean, I've lived in a studio apartment for a couple of years. And I remember I had a set of roommates when I lived in Austin, Texas. And they weren't the opposite, they weren't completely off the spectrum or on the other side. They were just, maybe like I would be like, we have to clean this so we don't have roaches, and so I would do it because like I don't want to deal with the roaches, but when it came time to move out, I was like, deuces. Yeah.
What are your favorite things to do for self-care?
For myself, eating well, cooking, and And I like, you know, hanging out in my backyard and working on my backyard, whether it's like, you know, building a stool or something to sit on or planting. Yeah, I like doing things that like there's something at the end that I can like enjoy and be proud of. So gardening is really good for that. I mean, a lot of the plants do die, especially this summer, but you know, like when you get a cucumber, you get a tomato, you're like really I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah. But you said a lot of your plants do die?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, they don't get enough water. And it's really hot this summer. And I mean, it's hot every summer in New Orleans. You never know what it's going to be like, but we just had a lot of days where there hasn't been any rain. And it's just like, I do water it, but also it's like, they're not giving me the water for free. So I try to be mindful, you know, it's not a sponsored garden.
True. What are your, so what are some things you do for self-growth?
For self-growth, work out, try to be practice patience, and also self-dialogue at moments where I'm feeling the heat or feeling upset or angry. I think I wasn't always like that, and now I feel like I'm really proud of myself when I get angry, and the first thing I do is be like, why are you angry? Like, what's going on, you know? Where it's like, before I would just be angry, and then I would be like, you know, who made me angry? And, you know, try to like rage against them. But I don't, you know, I think I know, even in situations where, you know, maybe I hurt someone's feelings or, you know, got the rage out, it still didn't benefit me, you know? So, and also for self-care, just, you know, learn how to take care of myself. Because, you know, we don't come with instruction manuals.
That's the facts. I want to, you know, go a little deeper into what you said about your self-talk. Essentially, you're saying there's a way you manage your anger, right? Like when something's going awry, you have this conversation with yourself. So, like, you know, give me an example of like, what are you saying to yourself? Is it in the moment when something is happening, or, you know, do you do something else and then, you know, you kind of have this conversation, this dialogue?
So if I'm in the moment, the self-talk is usually like, you know, compose yourself, and, you know, what are these feelings you're feeling right now? You know, like, why is this situation or why is this person getting you mad? You know, I guess I try to like, I've been you know, I follow some self-help for, I guess, curriculum. And I don't even know where I got this from, but I think it was somewhere along the lines of reading that or following it. And it was just like, it kind of said something like, if something makes you angry, you're triggered by something you've already lived, excuse me. So try to figure out what that was, if you can remember. And then, you know, I guess think about how you freed yourself from it that time, you know? And also thinking about the bigger picture of everything, you know? I think now that I get older, I realize how much I don't know. So even when things play out and something happens and it makes me angry, it's like, I may not see the whole picture, you know what I mean? Whereas in like a year from now, 2 years from now, it could be a really good thing or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's good.
And I also realize how much the world respects really chill, cool, level-headed people, you know.
Mm.
So I think watching that too, you know, witnessing situations play out and the person who is cool and calm and collected about it, you know, exhibited the most grace.
Yeah. If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
Mm. If I were to write a book, I'd probably want to do a fictional work about just people getting by in New Orleans. Because I think they're very interesting, fascinating people. It would be something about New Orleans.
Mm. How long have you been in New Orleans?
This New Year's will make 7 years, so we're like, you know, I guess 6.5 years, 6 years and 9 months, something like that.
And do you consider it home?
Um, I think home is wherever I am, you know, where I really do love it here. You know, I lived other places and I didn't care about them as much as I do here. Um, but I mean, I think for Black people, diasporic people, we have so many homes, you know, it's just like, it's where we are in the now. And my community is my home, you know, and how I can access them. So now, even now, you know, now I'm a alum of something. So
That piece you just brought up, you know, as Black people, there are so many homes. Um, Tell me more about that. Like, what do you? I think I kind of have an idea on what you're saying, but tell me more. You know, is this figuratively? Is this are you being literal? Uh,
I hope it's literal. Um, Figuratively, definitely. And I would like to add another thing. You know, I define myself as an artist, so I feel like too, like artists, we also have a home everywhere we go, and particularly Black artists. Now when I mean Black people, I mean I think what I'm saying is like our sense of community with one another. As long as we can find each other, we kind of figure it out. You know.
yeah. So you kind of alluded to this. I'm not sure if it is what you do in your professional life, but so you know the question is, what do you do in your professional life, and is it any different than what you imagine or dream about doing as a kid?
Yeah, it definitely is different than when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, I think I wanted to like be a doctor or a lawyer, you know. And I would say I tried to do those things. You know, it's just kind of like life just showed me other things and took me on other paths. Um, and okay, so uh, by I'm a video editor by trade. I would say that's how I made my most of my money as an adult. Currently right now though, I'm working at an artist residency. And I give a lot of support to the artists. Um, I would say my dream of dreams is to be able to work 100% on my projects and still have still make money doing it, and that be the only living that I need. And I think that I can achieve that in my lifetime. Uh, it may take a couple of years, but I'm not worried about it. Uh, as a kid, I would say I didn't know. If I knew more, I probably would have. I think I've always wanted to be an artist, a person, a filmmaker. It's just that I got so many messages and directions telling me that it would probably be more beneficial to myself if I pursued other things.
Mhm.
or if I did have a law degree or a PhD, you know, um, or a trade, or even I think a lot of people in my career when I was younger would encourage me to like to work in healthcare. They'd be like, be a nurse, be a doctor. And now I kind of feel like with coronavirus, I'm like, thank God I never, I didn't pursue that, because
Yeah.
I probably would have lost my mind,
Yeah.
you know.
You said, the dream is to solely work on your projects. What type of projects are you referring to? Are these films? Or is it exhibits, art pieces, sculptures?
Um, One of my biggest goals is to do a reality show, a home restoration show with people of color. They don't necessarily Black people, or the stuff that they have on TV. It's like the same kind of couples or mom and pop. I mean, I like the home renovation shows. I just think like they don't fit my taste, and it would be nice to see like other people that like look like us doing that. And yes, I also I have some experience in carpentry that I didn't really start doing this until I moved to New Orleans. But yeah, installations. I would love to, if we ever have music festivals again, I would love to be the production manager of a music festival, and, plan and co-create the installations and experiences that would probably involve video as well. Yeah. So, maybe that call from Ja Rule won't be that bad. Maybe we'll put something together.
Oh man. John, you heard it. You heard it here first, no? Give her a call. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Um, is there something on your bucket list that you want to learn or do?
I would love to play a musical instrument fluently, or by ear, to like ditty along with other folks.
Yeah, nice. What do you have the instrument in mind?
It would probably be guitar. I play keyboard a little too. And I would love to master another language. I would say I'm intermediate Spanish. If life is long and abundant enough, it would be awesome to like an African language, or Arab, or what is the language they speak in the Middle East?
They
Muslim
speak a lot
speaking.
of languages. They speak Farsi, they speak Arabic.
Arabic,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Do you have you said an African language? Do you have a particular language in mind or region in mind?
Uh, you know, that's a tough question. I've only been to West Africa.
Mhm.
I really want to go to the East, South, North, all over really. I kind of, I would like to get a DNA, not a DNA test. I would like to do one of those genealogy things and
Mhm.
maybe get a hint of where my people are from,
Yeah.
and maybe let that guide it, or whatever opportunity, whatever people come into my life, that.
Yeah. Where did you go on the continent?
I went to Ghana when I studied abroad,
Okay.
and while I was there with some of my classmates, we went to Togo and Mali, and I think we went somewhere else, but I forget. Benin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Um, is there something you want to unlearn?
Mm. Yeah, unlearn self-doubt, and unlearn the devaluation of people who aren't earning or something like that, um yeah, I mean, I would say like say in those late teen years, early 20s, I think I thought a lot of things that I don't particularly believe now, you know? So yeah.
That's actually interesting. What I guess you can talk about something then, but also it could be something recently that you learned that has changed your perspective on a subject, product, or idea.
Mm. No, I don't think I would want to unlearn any of it. It was all helpful somehow.
Okay. Can you think of? Do you have any advice for your younger self?
Listen to inner you. Listen to you. Listen to your own those emotions that gravitate you to something, those emotions that make you excited about something. Yeah, listen to that, and you know, respect and listen to other people as well. Mm-hmm. But I think, yeah, I mean, I feel like the greatest thing I've ever learned is learning that, like, if you trust your instinct, it's usually right. It's right. Yeah. Not usually, it's right. It's learning what the instinct is, I think. Yeah. So that's what I would tell my younger self.
Good advice. What's the best advice you received about money?
About money?
Yes.
The best advice I received about money is to not stress over it. And to believe it's there. And that you'll always have it. Somebody will always pick up the bill. Yeah.
Where did you get that advice? Or who gave it to you, I should say?
You know, it's tough. It's hard to say because I think I get, like, you know, different aunts and uncles. They just kind of blend together as like one force. But it probably my mom's friends or something probably told me that, you know? And they're not wealthy people, you know, but they don't stress about money, you know? And things just kind of work out.
Right. What would you say has been the toughest thing you've had to tackle, and what helped you get through it?
Death, definitely. Dealing with people close to me dying. And also kind of moving, like any type of transition, like that involves packing up your possessions, you know? To me, that's really, it just takes so much energy, you know? And then it takes, like, even after you move and you do it, it takes so much time to get that energy back. Mm-hmm. So with that said, I do not like moving. How do I deal with death? Really going out in nature, you know, spending some time alone. And being creative too helps. I think it's like, see, I mean, this is another thing that I feel like it was always in me, but something about being in New Orleans helps me draw more into that. But I don't know, I kind of feel like our ancestors, like the dead, like the friends we've had in this life, our connections that pass on, like they're still with us. Mm. And they're still, you know, they still like got our back and are communicating with us. And so Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the piece about you talked about you don't like moving, but you've lived in several different places, right, in your adult life.
Yeah.
Um, so is this by choice? Like, even though you don't like it, you're forcing yourself to go through the change, or is this by just based on circumstance that you have to move?
A couple of those times moving, it was a choice. It was like I felt that I needed to see or do something different. Um, in New Orleans, I've had to move a couple of times for different reasons. Usually because the landlord was going to sell the place. And then one place I moved in and I didn't like it once I moved in. And so I'm grateful that I had the means, the energy, and the dollars to move. But I think it all goes back to like, I think everyone needs a space, like a space that they can feel comfortable. Like we need good housing, and like housing that's like not making us sick or uncomfortable to live. And I think once you have that, you can navigate from there. You can learn something. You can feel grounded. By all means, I don't think I'm in the last place I'll ever live. My goal is to get to that to get to that house or tiny house or condo that is just like really for me, like sculpted out the way I need to live. And in that case, I want to just be set there and be happy and, travel here and there, but not have to move again.
And is this tiny house or this condo, do you have a state, that you're eyeing, or you don't have that yet?
You said a state?
Yes.
I like New Orleans a lot. I worry about because of the environment. It's a coastal city. Actually, everywhere I like is in danger. So I'm hoping to find that place. I would love to be somewhere in the south of USA.
Where else do you like that's in danger?
New York.
Yeah.
Miami, yeah, coastal places. I like being near water.
Okay. As you said that there's water in the background.
No, do I lie?
All right, time for a fun question. If you won the lottery tomorrow, what will you do?
I'll quit my job. I'm just kidding.
But I know you said earlier, this is the job. You talk about the job where you're like a resident, art residence, right?
So yeah, supporting artists in residence.
Yeah. So you would quit that job? I thought that's something that's like a.
No, I mean I love it. I love them, but I love free time. Like I love my time. I would quit my job and start on that house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you know what? I probably do some traveling to figure it out. Yeah, because I feel like in general, people our age, we need to start thinking about how to get off the coast. Which is scary because middle America doesn't seem all that friendly. But that's probably the safest place for us to be because these storms are no joke. Like, I'm so lucky that storm missed New Orleans, but it's not looking good for like half the state here.
Yep. All right. Is there anyone you would like to thank or show your appreciation for that you haven't had the chance to yet?
Yeah, it's a lot of people. It's a lot, because it's like, that's something too. It took me a long time to learn. Like, don't be shy about thanking people and telling them you're grateful for them, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's so many middle school teachers and, I mean, even like the old people just sitting outside, like watching our houses because they're our neighbors, like they're cool. Like, I'm grateful that they're there. I think I have a lot of work colleagues that I feel kind of like awkward reaching out to them now because so much time has passed. But I'm grateful for them.
Yeah.
I couldn't appreciate it then, but I do now.
All right. Time for our final question. How do you define success?
Success to me is freedom, like being able to do what you want in your own, in the time you have and in your own time. So, I mean, for some people that looks like a good career. For some people that looks like a good relationship. Yeah, I would say for me, being successful would be to have a community, friends, lovers, family, that we support each other, and yeah, we're supportive and improving at the same time.
Great answer.
Thank you.
We connected, we politicked, and it was a pleasure. I'd like to thank you, for joining me. Yeah, it was great.
Thank you, Mike. I had a good time too. I had no idea what I was getting into. I would like to recommend to you too, Ingrid LaFleur. She's a curator